here, when he's saying what he's saying, this is what I believe. I was saying the same thing at the time when I said, this is what I believe. But once you come to a place of new information of something that you've never heard before, you've never experienced before, but you realize that what you have now is more true than what you thought was true back then you have to realize, wow, I really was believing a lie. I was really believing a lie. And Jesus and God and Lord and all that stuff, because I believed it so strong, and now coming to the knowledge of truth, what it taught me was how clever the devil really is, how deceptive he really is. His deception is real deception. It's not like a fake, like there's no fake deception. The only way you can be deceived is if you believe something false to be true. So obviously all these people being deceived, they believe it to be true strongly. I mean, they'll die for it because they really believe it, and them dying for it is what the devil wants. So the same way the Father says we'll be persecuted because he was first persecuted is the same way the devil tries to create a false form of persecution in his deception to make you think you're supposed to give your life for this lie. And when you give your life for that lie, you end up dying in deception and going to hell and trying to figure out why. What happened? That's why I said what I said about truth. You have to receive the truth how the truth presents itself to you, not you creating what you think is true and going about it your own way. The same way the Father presents his truth to us through his prophets, through himself in the flesh, and we have to listen to him and how he's teaching us and not try to teach ourselves. Because when we try to teach ourselves, we'll be deceived, or when we try to follow what we think is true, we find ourselves deceived. You don't have to think about what's true. The Father will come to you and show you what's true, especially when you're seeking after truth. So a lot of people in the church, they're seeking after truth, but you got to be humble about it. If you're seeking after truth, right, when information comes to you that you've never heard before, the way to seek that truth is to look into what was said. It's new to you. You don't know. You never heard. So how can you be so quick to say that it's a lie? You got to look into it to figure out if it's a lie. See where the root of it's coming from. And when you get down to the root of the information about Yahuwah and where he comes from, you'll understand that that's the beginning. And who is the beginning? In the beginning was what? The Word. And the Word is who? Yahuwah.
And Yahuwah.
So the Word and Yahuwah in the beginning is all one.
Right.
Because he says, I am the beginning and the end.
Right. So Yahuwah knows who's his.
Yes. Oh my goodness, you just hit something there, because in the truth chat, we were just going over some scriptures, and I'll send them to you. I think it's in Kappa and some in Luke, where it's basically talking about what you just say. Say it again.
So Yahuwah knows who's his.
Right. So it starts talking about his lost sheep. It was a scripture that we were reading. I'm gonna ask about it too, but there's a scripture that we were reading, and it's talking about Yahuwah was saying something. I mean, Yahusha was saying something to the people. He was talking about, going to his lost sheep and bringing them to the knowledge of the truth. So when he says, "Go out and get my lost sheep," that also goes with him saying, "My sheep know my voice." So the lost sheep who don't quite have the truth fully yet, once they hear the truth, they'll know that it's the truth that they need to hear, because they're his lost sheep. They're not goats and horses and monkeys and all kind of different animals. No, these are his sheep that he knows are going to listen to him. That's why when we witness to people, we just witness. So when you witness to somebody that doesn't receive that, you'll know whether or not they're one of his lost sheep.
Right. Or would
in the same way when it talks about a wolf wrapped in sheep's clothing, it's the same way when you go to witness, you'll realize, oh, that's not a sheep. That's something that looks like a sheep, but that's not a sheep.
Yeah, or when you go to witness to somebody, Yahuwah is using you, because at the same time, it seems like you examine that spirit with the spirit. You be like, oh,
right.
Like I'm like,
You'll know them by their fruits.
Yeah.
Well, you want it, go ahead. I'm just emphasizing. I'm saying you'll know them by their fruits. You know them by their spirit.
But it's crazy you said it, because even when you go to witness to a believer, like the person that believe in JUSUS, and then you compare it to the person that believes in Yahuwah, you can see the similarity. Like it's like, yo, oh my god, you can see the similarity. Like when you talk to them, you can hear a person that just like um so comfortable or so like at standstill,
like
or
relaxed in their truth.
and not even trying to go beyond, like to learn more. Like when you say, let me look into this, like let me go farther to where I need to go at, because it don't just stop there. Even like you said, even when you said I understand, I come from that.
Right.
So if I come from that, I can only bring you up from there.
Right. So any angle you might be coming from in your understanding, I'm like, well, look, I've experienced that. But what I'm saying is, I came to a place of information that I've never heard of, and once I looked into what I never heard of, I then realized, well, wait a minute, me looking into this that I never heard of actually does line up with the history and the word. So how could this be a lie? And then you start digging into it to see if it really is a lie. You're like, wait, this is actually true. So then
Right.
you line that up with King James, which came after, and you're like, well, wait, they're not saying the same thing. Well, why aren't they saying the same thing? Because wherever there's a lie at, and when you're seeking the truth will expose, because the truth is what? The light. And that light is coming to expose the lies, so that you won't be deceived, so that you won't believe in falsehood, so that you'll know who the Creator is. He loves us. Like, people gotta understand that. The Creator loves us so much that He'll do everything to present Himself to us, so that we get to know Him. He loves us. He's not just leaving nobody hanging. That's why He said in His Word, no man will have an excuse. Why? Because He loves us. He's right in our face, telling us and showing us who He is. But we have to be humble enough to recognize when it's Him. If we're not humble in our spirits, you're going to miss it. So I would say that for anybody, if you hearing something, and you might initially fight back because that's what's in you to fight. Like, you want to hold on to what you believe is true. But don't just disregard what they say. Like, even if you think about what they said later, look into it. Like, I did bite back at them quick when we were talking face to face. But let me, like, what did he say? He said something about Yahuwah. Let me look up some information about Yahuwah.
Yeah, why I never heard that before? Like, or why is that name, like, why is that rare?
Right. You don't hear anybody in the world, no one ever has the name Yahuwah. But you do have people in the world who had the name Yahusha, because Yahusha and Joshua are the same name. So why would that be the name of the Creator? Because then you could say the same name, like the same way people say Jesus. There's a bunch of people whose name in the world, their name is Jesus. So who are you really praying to? Who are you really talking about? Names have meanings. And He said He doesn't want to share His esteem with anybody. No one. That's why He's the only one. Yahuwah. I guarantee if anybody tried to name their child Yahuwah, either they're going to die or their child's going to die. Somebody's dying. You can't do it. He won't let it happen. He's not sharing His esteem with anyone. But you can name your child Jesus.
Yeah.
You can name your child Jesus. Yeah, go ahead. That's not the Creator.
It's crazy. Speaking on this, I just popped up and I was looking for something, and I wasn't even looking for this, but it says Yahusha said before His coming, it will be like the days of Noah and the days of Lot.
Yeah. That's what I've been blessing on my Facebook. Exactly what you just said. I've been blessing it.
You put that on your Facebook?
Yeah, man, I've been talking about Noah pretty much on my face about the days, because we're in those days now. People don't realize it, bro. Like, I'm not just saying this to repeat it over and over again just to say it, but we're really living in the time where the ark is being built right now. We're building that ark. That's, PTT, promote the truth, Yahudim, Yahuwah's people. We're building the ark right now, and we're telling people the same way Noah was saying, y'all need to get on this ark because the flood is coming. It's the same way we're saying, y'all need to come into the truth because Yahuwah is coming. So now people like, man, we've been hearing this for years. We don't want to listen to that. But once he cracked that sky, it's too late. The same way it was for all the people in Noah's day, it was too late. You gotta already be on it. You gotta already be on the ark. That's why think about this. The only people that survived the flood was Noah and his family. You have to become a part of the family. Get into Yahuwah, one body. Once you get into that body on that ark with your family, you'll be safe. But until then, that's why there's only one. We're one. We're all supposed to be one in family. There's not supposed to be a bunch of different denominations and religions and all that stuff. No, we're all one. We have to come together as one. We're all family in that oneness.